Hey guys, Ryan here for Bender Wins. Hope everyone's doing well today. Here with your daily free picks. All right, guys. So, yesterday overall a 5-4 day, so we squeaked out a little baby win. Free picks, guys. Unfortunately, we went 1-2 in our free picks. On a bright note, we did hit our first baseball play of the season. I'll talk about that in a second. We lost NC State. Disappointed in that one. Ultimately, guys, NC State just turned the ball over way too many times. So you guys saw it. They took the lead into the second half. Story of our lives. Maybe we should only bet first half. I don't know. Took a lead into the second half. And, just down the stretch, just continued to make too many errors. Some forced, most unforced errors. So it is what it is. Take our losses there, guys. The Toronto Maple Leafs continue to astonish me, I guess, for lack of a better term. I really felt confident when the Leafs finally broke out, because they had a ton of scoring chances early on. They just couldn't put the puck in the net. When they finally broke out and they finally took that 2-1 lead, even though there was only, I think, 8, 9, 10 minutes left at that point, I felt very confident that this was going to be a win at that point. I said, Toronto's not going to give up another goal. They're probably going to continue to score. And if not, Ottawa's not the hardest team on earth to get an empty net goal on. So, we're looking pretty good at this point. And once again, Toronto, second goaltending error of the game. If you guys saw the game, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Basically, goalie came out of the net 2 different times. Both times coughed up the puck, and both times it went in the net. So, the Leafs ultimately, cost themselves by coming out of the goal. But I felt like we had it there. And I've said this, look, I have my own philosophies in hockey. I played hockey. I've coached, not at a high level, but I've coached. I played at a high level, coached at, a lower level. I got offered a coaching job with a junior team. I turned it down just because the commitment that you have to put into it, I just was not able to do. But ultimately, guys, I have philosophies when it comes to hockey, and I'm not going to get into all of them, but a couple that I mentioned before, guys. I just think the game should be played just slightly different than it is. Okay, I'll tell you a couple of them really quickly. One, you break your stick in the defensive zone. What you're going to see is a player, go around, try and block the shooting lane, etc., etc., etc. Absolutely not. Okay, guys, the analytics just don't support it. Here's what you do: you break your stick. You yell to your guys as loud as you can, broken stick. They go into about 8 seconds of power play formation or penalty kill formation. You go to the stick, you get a bench, and now you're an effective player again. Or even better, go to the bench, have another guy jump on for you when you yell broken stick. He can cheat 3 steps. You can cheat 3 steps. You're back in the play in about 4.5 seconds, okay? You'll see it all the time in the NHL. These guys, they have no stick. It's broken. It's sitting in the corner, and they're trying to block shooting lanes and stuff. It's terrible. Absolutely not. Second thing I would change, okay? You get a long shift. There's such a major tendency in the NHL, especially when you have a lead, not to ice the puck. I totally get that, okay? You don't want to ice the puck. You have to stay on. But at the end of the day, guys, how many of these teams, when you're leading, how many of these teams end up taking their timeouts? Not many. So you know what? Utilize your timeout in that position. You have your guys on for 2 minutes. You tell them, look, you guys are gassed. I don't care. Fire the puck down the ice. We'll take our timeout and we'll take our chances the rest of the game. Absolutely. But there's this whole negative stigma about don't send the puck down the ice because then we'll have to stay on or we'll have to use our timeout. Go ahead. We just watched the game the other day, lose because teams stay on the ice. Seen a lot of goals from tired players. And finally, guys, probably my biggest pet peeve that I would change in coaching: stay in your net, goalie. Stay in your net. Okay? For the amount of goals that goalies save by being heroes to go out and play the puck and clear it, get it to their own guys, they probably give up 3 goals for every goal they save. So goalies, stay in your net, okay? The days of Martin Brodeur are over. Martin Brodeur, guys, if he was my goalie, I'd say you go out and you play the puck anytime you want. Different rules back then. You can play the puck anywhere you want it. Now you can't play it outside that little trapezoid behind the net. If you see that little trapezoid behind the net, that's what that's there for. If goalie plays it outside of there, that's a penalty. So back in the days of Marty Brodeur, I say, Marty, go to town, buddy. But in today's game, absolutely not. So anyways, that's if Bender was a coach in the NHL, what he would do. But let me talk a little bit about baseball quickly, and then I'll get into today's plays. I can already see the people getting triggered, like, oh, it's going to be a long video again. I love it. Okay, guys, so we had the Kansas City Royals yesterday, okay? We got our day started off on the right note. Kansas City was able to barely edge them out 10-1, I believe it was. So we were definitely on the right side. Look, I've only had one play so far in baseball, okay? I've had opportunities to get other plays down. I wish I had of. Okay, there's been two other notable spots. I should have probably got plays down. I didn't. They both ended up winning. You know, seems like Murphy's Law when that happens. But look, preseason baseball, guys, is about information. That is the bottom line, okay? It is about information. You can be the greatest handicapper on earth, okay? You can look at the lineups, top to bottom. You can look at the pitchers. You can look at every single thing, every dynamic that's going on. If you don't have the information, you can't bet it, okay? I know people, personally, they go down to Florida every single year. Some are better than others. Some, you know, I don't know. I think they just like watching baseball and come up with an excuse to leave the house for a few months. There's people that are good at getting information, guys, because look, it is not just about lineups. Okay. Yes, that is a big thing. Okay. If you can get information on lineups, guys, or you can get your bets in like immediately as those lineups come out, then you can have an edge. But it's not just about lineups. What is it also about in spring training? What is the big key? It's about longevity, guys, about understanding the team's plan when they go into the game. Okay, Clayton Kershaw going to pitch a game. Are you going to get one inning out of him? Or are you going to get 5? What are they doing with this guy? Okay, is your top of the batting order, are they going in for 3 innings? Or are they playing a game? That is spring training, guys. And there's guys that make a lot of money on spring training. Honest to God, I'm not like covering for them or anything. I'm not saying who they are. I don't know how they get their information. I really don't. You know, good for them. They get information. But guys, you know, every once in a while after a line has been chewed on and driven up and spit out, I get thrown a bone here and there. We didn't get KC at the best line yesterday, guys. People got the Royals at, you know, minus 125, minus 130. We got the leftovers, but that's okay, guys, because there was a significant advantage in that game. That line ended up, you know, continuing to go up significantly after that point. But you saw when the game started, guys, we had a much more favorable lineup. Okay, we basically had a Major League Baseball team, close to a starting day roster against a minor league team. So, anyways, guys, there's advantages there, but the reason I'm being super selective in preseason is, you know, not because I'm playing scared or anything. I don't want to pick baseball preseason. It's because preseason is about information. It's about what you know, guys. You cannot cap a preseason game in the traditional sense. You just can't do it because, you know, you don't know how long the guy's staying in for, and, you know, you don't know who's coming out of the bullpen, okay? You could have your ace coming out of the bullpen, you know, one of your setup guy or even your closer coming out in the 8th and 9th inning, get some work in, right? Or you could have a guy who literally will be working at Denny's in 6 months from now. So, you know, those are the guys you recognize them because next to ERA, it says 54.00 next to them, right? You see that in spring training. So anyways, guys, we're pretty much done with spring training. We're going on to regular season for baseball, guys, but I think, you know, it's important to understand, you know, out of all the spring training, all the games, how does Bender only get one game? You know, only game I ever got any kind of decent intel on, and you know, my so-called buddies. You're probably watching, anyways. Yeah, everyone here would like to know every roster. I don't know, honest to God. I'm not even covering, guys. I honest to God don't know, you know, how they get information or, you know, whatever. We'll leave it at that. Okay, very last thing, I promise. You know, I just have to point out this, guys. Yesterday, just such a weird day in the NHL. Such a weird day. And you know what? It's not isolated, guys. It's been going on now for like 3 weeks. We're literally in 3 weeks of just the weirdest hockey I've seen in a long time, guys. Now, I'm not complaining. I managed to do well throughout that, despite these weird games. I managed to dodge some of the weirdest games that you could ever imagine, guys. Teams out shooting teams, basically like 4 shots to 1, 3 shots to 1, and still losing games. And it's not like, an isolated incident. It's happening every single day. And it's not the exception. It is the norm. It's the majority of games it's happening. I'll give an example. Yesterday, guys, there's so many examples. I'm not going to give you all of them, but I had Carolina yesterday. They got outshot, but they won. I'm happy. It helped me. It benefited. I'm happy about that, okay? I didn't have this game, but look at that Philadelphia Flyers game. Look at that Flyers game, guys. Philadelphia pummeled the Rangers with shots. I think it was like 44-22, something like that. 44-23. They still gave up 9 goals and lost. It's insanity. St. Louis Blues, guys, this unfortunately is one that I did have a bet on. This was a consensus play, actually, with Hockey Score. We both had this. I don't remember the exact shots on net. You guys go have a look. Do me a favor. Go have a look, guys. St. Louis, Minnesota. Tell me what side of that game you'd want to be on. Disappointing, okay? I had St. Louis plus money, plus 105, okay? Here's another one. I had Chicago yesterday, plus 110. We won. But they got absolutely shit-hammered in shots, okay? It's just so topsy-turvy. So it's some games it helps, some games it hurts. It's just weird to see, guys. So look, I can tell you, and I posted this on Facebook, and it's a real reason why I bring it up. At the end of the day, guys, what is it? Okay, some people suggest maybe it's a lack of crowd, but that doesn't turn into shots not going in the net for one team and going in for the other team. Not really. Ultimately, guys, what I think it boils down to is just an extended mathematical anomaly. Okay, it's just one of those things that occurs in randomness and will eventually sort itself out. Okay, it's like flipping the coin, heads or tails. It's like walking through MGM Grand. Personally, I was walking through MGM Grand and I see this crowd around the roulette table and not a very busy part of the casino. I'm like, what's going on? Well, I see on the board, it's like red, like every single time it was red on there. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. It's like you stop and see. But look, it collects people's attention and they think, wow, it's like, look, it's gone red. But again, the next time they spin that, it's pretty close to 50-50. Every time is random. So at the end of the day, guys, although we've seen this 3-week prolonged, weirdness, basically, this anomaly, we'll call it in hockey, where teams are, outshooting the other team drastically. Like that St. Louis game I mentioned, guys, you look at the shot, but I think it was literally something like, high 30 shots to 11. And they lost. Like imagine shooting like almost 40 shots against 11 shots and you lose. But that's, that is what is happening. And that does happen in hockey, by the way. It does, but just not at this frequency. So here's the thing. Because we're seeing a lot of this, guys, and because I do believe this is just an anomaly, it's just an abnormal amount of games that this is happening in, it's going to create value for us, okay? It is going to create value. We can identify value on teams that should have won games and didn't, and the record reflects in that, okay? So we always want to be looking at how we can take advantage of this, guys. And I think, I have no doubt that this evens out. And we can start to find some nice advantage plays. Okay, guys, let's get into it. I have 2 free picks I'm going to give out, guys. I have an NBA play and I have a hockey play. In Masterclass, I have 3 additional plays. I have a hockey play, I have an NBA play, and I have an NBA player prop, okay? NBA player prop. It's been a while. But yeah, and actually it's 2 different bets in one in that player prop. So they're always fun, right? They're fun. Okay, so anyways, guys, if you're interested in Masterclass, if you're looking for a higher level of sports betting education, guys, and you're looking for my entire full card of picks every single day, BenderWins.com. It is $99 a month, and you get the full month from the day you sign up. Okay, let's get cracking, guys. First off, New Jersey Devils and Washington. We're going to go over 6 goals in this game. Okay, so Devils and Washington over 6 goals in this game. Look, the Devils, to me, guys, they've been impressive. Okay, yesterday, I don't know. Okay, look, yesterday, guys, I thought the Devils played a really good hockey game. But at the end of the day, the Devils, every time they scored a goal, Washington scored less than a minute later, okay? that, guys, is a young team. That is a young team being unfocused, and that is a veteran team in Washington capitalizing, okay? That can happen from time to time. You see it a lot in hockey. You see a team scores, and less than a minute later, the other team scores, okay? There's a high level of concentration and intensity in the game of hockey when you score, especially key goals. Sometimes there's that, sigh of relief, that moment. You see at the beginning of period sometimes, 20 seconds into a period. Wow, the guy scored, okay? You see that all the time. The last 20 seconds, some guy scores. Why are these goals happening predominantly like that? Why are they close together? It's because that concentration level drops, guys, and especially in young teams, New Jersey Devils. You saw it yesterday. 3 different goals. The New Jersey Devils would score. They take the lead. The Devils and Washington would score 1 minute later, get that goal right back. Here's the thing at the end of the day, guys. They're not the most well-rested teams right now. You're in a situation where, this Devils team is starting to score goals. They're putting the puck in the net, but they're still allowing a lot of opportunities. And allowing opportunities to Washington will cost you goals, guys. I see a number of ways this game could go over 6, but that's what we're going to do, guys. We are going to go New Jersey Devils, Washington, over 6 goals today, guys. Oh, and pardon me, for that, we are minus 110. Okay, minus 110. It was actually, at one point, it was even money, but it has drifted up to minus 110. Okay, guys, next, last game for free picks, guys. We're going over the NBA, and we are going to go Houston and Minnesota. Houston and Minnesota to go over 229, okay? Over 229, Houston and Minnesota. All right, guys, so I'm going to wrap it up here today. Thank you guys very much. I hope you learned something, as I hope you learn something every day when it comes to sports betting. And hope for a nice day, guys, and we'll probably see you again tomorrow. So thank you very much. And as always, guys, have a very lucky day.